All right. Good evening. Today is Chavdalat Nisan. We're holding in the Perek Man Beis Daf Nuntes, page 117. והנה, במה שכתבנו לעיל, בעניין יראת התואם, יובן היטב, מה שכוס בגמרא על פסוק, that we can understand, it says in the Pasuk, Va'at Yisrael, Masha Melekech Hashem Imo. The Pasuk says, Moshe Rabbeinu basically saying to Klal Yisrael, what Hashem wants from you. Ki im li'ira es Hashem. Hashem only wants from you, just you should have fear, bittul to him. The Gemara asks, Atu yira milta zutrasahi? The Gemara said, the way the Pasuk gets written, what's the big deal? What I'm asking you? Tzachakal, I'm asking you to have yira es Hashem. The Gemara asks what? Yira is milta zutrasa, it's a small thing, to be afraid of Hashem, to feel that I don't want to be disconnected from Hashem, to feel the presence of Hashem. The Gemara enters in. For Moshe Rabbeinu, it's a small thing. That's the answer of the Gemara. For Moshe Rabbeinu, Yerushalayim, it's no big deal. Now the Alter Rebbe adds the move on. It's not understood. The answer of the Gemara at Hirutz, the Shoel Me'imach Ksiv. It says Ma Hashem Shoel Me'imach, from every one of us, not from Moshe Rabbeinu. And what you're answering me, from Moshe Rabbeinu, it's no big deal. But still, what's a big deal for me? Ela Inyanhu, Kol Nefesh V'Nefesh M'Beis Yisrael, Yesh Bo M'Bchinas Moshe Rabbeinu, Olav Shalom. And every Jew, you have some level, some bechina, some kind of light that come from Moshe Rabbeinu. And that's one of the things that's being emphasized more in Kabbalah and Chassidus, the union of Tzaddik Yesod Olam that Alter Rebbe spoke about at the beginning of Tanya. But he's saying over here that every one of us has a name, some bechina of Moshe Rabbeinu Olav Shalom. And the reason for it, Mishiva Royim, from the 7 shepherds. The Jewish nation has 7 shepherds, and they are Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, David. That's the 7 shepherds. Moshe is number 4, with Midas HaNetzach, but he doesn't go into this right now, into this inyanim. But the idea of the 7 shepherds, it's not just we have 7 leaders, like 7 presidents. No, they represent certain midas, certain characteristics, certain attributes. Avraham represents Chesed, Yitzchak represents Gevura, and Moshe represents Netzach, and Memela, each and every Jew has something from those midas that he's being nurtured from them. That's why they call royim, shepherds, meaning something the shepherd. He's taking care of the sheep, he's nurturing them, he's taking care of them. They are with their bechinas, they are taking care of us. Avraham is the one we're getting the union of kindness, chesed from Avraham, the union of Gevura from Yitzchak, the union of Tiferes, whatever it represents, Torah, Tiferes, Rachamim from Yaakov Avinu. The union of Moshe Rabbeinu, he's one of the leaders, and he's going to see beside the Midas HaNetzach that we're nurturing from Moshe Rabbeinu, he specifically talks about them here. We're going to see about the union of Das. Amamshichim chayus ve'elakus leklolus neshamas Yisrael. He is the one that mamshich in us chayus ve'elakus leklolus neshamas Yisrael, meaning it's one of the pipes, like the midas, the spheres. It's a pipes that through them we get through those midas, we get through the pipe of Chochmah, we get Chochmah through the pipe of Bina, we get Bina. So this is through them. They are the pipes for those midas. Shepherd. Moshe Rabbeinu Olav Shalom uklolus kulam. Moshe, even though each one of them, like I said before, represents a specific midah, but Moshe Rabbeinu has something more than all of them, that he's klolus kulam. He is the general shepherd of the shepherds. V'nikra raya mehemna. they called him in the Zohar, Moshe Rabbeinu, Rav Shem Bar Yochai calls him Raya Mehemna, faithful shepherd. Dahainu, Shemamshich B'chinas Hada'as Lechlolus Yisrael. He brings the union of Das. As we explained before, Das, within the three levels, Chochma, Bina, V'das. Chochma, it's information. Generally, of course, we could speak in more details about those things. Chochma, generally, it's information. Bina, it's understanding. And Das, it's taking the Chochma and the Bina, the information and the understanding, the comprehension, and you makasher yourself to it. It becomes one part of you. You feel it become part of you. You're so connected to you. You become deeply connected to it. And this is the level of that Moshe Rabbeinu mamshich in us. Das lechlolus Yisrael, and das in what? Leida es havaya. We should know Hashem. It's again no meaning more than information of Chochmah. Just I know there is such a thing, God up there, or even I understand a little bit about Him. But das I should have iskashrus to that knowledge. I should have connection to that knowledge. Leidas Hashem called echad kfi hasogas nishmosay. Everybody according to his own level of his neshama. V'shor shalamayla. Everybody has different level of neshama, different origin. Obviously, in the when you go to the bottom of the origin of all the origins, it's all one. Hashem is one. But the way it comes down over here, we could get the neshama to different levels. Come and say the ishtalshelus, the way it's going down, and depends on where your neshama is connected. V'nikosa, also how much your neshama nurtures the nika. How much is it? It's being it's being nurtured. Mishoyresh nishmas Moshe Rabbeinu olav shalom. As we're going to say later on, everybody has some connection to Moshe Rabbeinu. Amushreshes b'das elyon. The neshama for Moshe Rabbeinu, it's mushrash. It's rooted in das elyon. Should be yud sfiras da atzilus. And as the sfiras da atzilus, the midah of das, that's the midah of Moshe Rabbeinu. It's mushrash over there. Hamiyuchodas v'ma'atzilon baruch hu. As we mentioned many times, the difference in Atzilus, that's the highest world from the four world. Atzilus, Bria, Yitzira, Asiya. Atzilus, it's called Meloshan Eitzel. It's close. It's close to God. It's with God over there. It's not yet even a creation. The next word is Bria Yesh Me'ain. So that's why I was saying that the Shorosh of the Moshe Rabbeinu, it's Mushrash. It's rooted in Das and Shabbat the Atzilus. And over there, that's connected to Hashem, meaning the connection, it's a great connection. There's a different level of people connecting to things. And we already spoke about in other shiurim, Bria, it's already less connected, and it's even more farther away, disconnected from Hashem. But over there, the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu, it's rooted in Das of Ha'elyon, in Yud Sfiras Atzilus, in Elam Hashem, Am Yuchodas Matzil Baruch Hu. It's connected to Hashem over there. Shuva daita echad. Over there, him and his das is echad, meaning obviously Hashem, as we explained this, I think in Perek Beis, obviously Hashem is above all those descriptions of das, chochmah, chesed, because all of this limiting him. But in Olam Atzilus, after he created them, they're so well connected to him, it become part of him. That's why it become huva daita echad. Him and Das, well, meaning the Das is completely nullified to him over there. That's what he mentioned, Perek Beis from the Rambam. Meaning over there, it's so getting connected, it's so connected to Hashem till the Das become part, it's a lakus over there. And we are nurturing from that level of Moshe Rabbeinu. We have different levels, how much we're nurturing from Moshe Rabbeinu, but Moshe Rabbeinu, it's rooted, his level is rooted over there. So till now, we're telling us, again, before we go further, let's see how it answers the question. What was the question? The Gemara says, what says in the Pasuk? What Hashem asking from you? Big deal. He's asking you only liras Hashem, only to fear God. The Gemara asks, it's a small thing, it's a big thing to fear God. What the Gemara answers, yes, for Moshe Rabbeinu, it's not a big deal. So the Alter Rebbe asks, yes, for Moshe Rabbeinu, it's not, but for us, it's a big deal. What the answer of the Alter Rebbe? You're right, since it's no big deal for Moshe Rabbeinu, and we're all getting that level, bechina, some level, some light from Moshe Rabbeinu in every one of us. And since the Moshe Rabbeinu is no big deal, Memele, it's also helping us. The Yiras Shamayim should not be a big deal. We could relate to it. From where? From the neshama because we're connected to the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu. So from that level, with the connection we have to Moshe Rabbeinu, which is going to, like I said, is going to elaborate about more later. So Memele, and everyone has some shaykhus to Moshe Rabbeinu. For Moshe was no big deal. Memele, Hashem says it's not a big deal for you too. You could achieve it, yeah, and you have a relationship to that level of Yiras Shamayim, of fear of God, because Moshe Rabbeinu has it, and you connected to him. Through him, you could connect to that midah. And furthermore, yes, there are can in every generation, Nishmas Moshe Rabbeinu olav hashalom comes down. Every generation, sparks of neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu, and they are included, those neshamas, in the body and soul. The scholars of the generation, it's called the eyes of the community. To teach them, Leida Gdula Savaya, their job, their mission is to teach the nation the greatness of Hashem. And to serve Hashem with all your heart and soul. Ki avoida shebelev, your service of the heart, it's based on your knowledge of God, the godly. The more you know, the more you have godly knowledge, the more you're going to serve Hashem with your heart. Like it says in the Pasuk, Da es Eloke avicha, know the God of your father, v'ovdeyu belev shalom, then serve him. Meaning, you can't serve him without das of Hashem. After you have knowledge of godly knowledge, that could bring you to serve him better. V'nefesh chafetza, and with a full heart and with a full soul. For the future time of Mashiach, it says in the Pasuk, V'lo yilmadu ish esreyu, they're not going to, the people don't have to teach each other anymore about godliness. Do es Hashem. Here I'm going to teach you what's godliness. Mashiach is going to come. We don't have to teach each other. Why? We're going to be such a great revelation of Hashem. Everyone going to know God. You don't need teachers. When the time of Mashiach, Hashem will reveal himself to the world. Everybody going to know Hashem. So what do you want to say with that? That we lack the awareness of Hashem, of knowledge of Hashem right now, and we need to learn that from the Chachamim Eno Eda. When Mashiach lost it, we're all going to know this. Ikar das, he said, but the main part of the das, not just a knowledge. They should learn the greatness of Hashem. Soifrim, Sforim, from scholars or from books. That's not the main thing of the knowledge of Hashem, theoretical knowledge. To deepen your thought, Begdula Savaya, in the greatness of Hashem, Vilitkoya Machshavta Ba'avaya. Litkoya meaning to, it's the same thing. It's like you like likvoya, similar. Kvias mezuzah. The way you have to put the mezuzah on, it can't be hanging. You have to put with a nail or with something that doesn't move from there. You have to not just have a knowledge that it's hanging. You think about sometime. You don't think about it. It's have to be something. It's so deep in you. It's so rooted in you that it becomes part of you. Very strong connection. And it takes oimas, meaning it's be a brave, meaning You have to try hard because naturally we have a tendency to forget God. We will get immersed in our daily stuff. We'll get immersed in our making money, eating, and other type of salam haza. But if you work hard, and meaning you conquer the obstacles, and you bring it to your thought, the union of godless Hashem. Till to the point that you're taught connected to Hashem, bekesher omitz v'chozok, such a strong connect. When you see something gashmi, when you see, take a simple thing. Let's say there's a food you very much like, and when you look at this food, especially when you're hungry, you mamash that moment you connected to that food. Same thing. You have to be connected. Like something you connected over gashmi, you have understanding. You feel it, you smell it, you're feeling for it. Same thing. You have to feel godliness. You see with your flesh eyes, and you dip in your thought. Kanoida, there's known shadas uloshen iskashrus. Das is from the word iskashrus, connection. Odam yoda chulu. It says odam yoda is chava. That's a connection. Same thing over here. You have to connect yourself to Hashem, and with that, when you connect yourself to Hashem, and when you connect yourself to Hashem, as I mentioned before, through the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu, which is everyone has in him the spark of the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu, or through Chachmei Ha'eda, which is they also have a spark of Moshe Rabbeinu, and you use those vehicles to connect to Hashem. The Yiras Shamayim is going to come easier to you, and that's because of Moshe Rabbeinu. It was no big deal. Why? Because he was connected to Hashem. If you're connected to him, so you feel from him, you feel him. So same thing over here. We have a shaychus. We have a shaychus with that midah of Yiras Hashem that the Gemara says it's milta zutrose. It's small. It's not a big deal, and we get this koiches from the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu. Again, we can talk about more in the next shiurim. All right.